So my name is Amaya Williams, and I will be presenting one of the problems in America, which is hungriness. My presentation is called "No One Left Hungry: Solving the Global Hunger Crisis." So hunger has been a growing concern, mainly since COVID-19, and it's a major global issue. Over 800 million people have to deal with it globally. That's not just America. Um, it's due to solvable factors like poverty, inequality, uh, not having the right policy changes, and uneven distribution of food. Um, Hungriness, it leads to health problems, especially for children, and it is the reason that poverty has gone worse. If you're hungry, you have no food, and obviously if you can't afford food, you can't afford a house. So, but it is solutions that are available. Although it is a major issue, it still can be fixed if a lot of people would just come together, like a global cooperation. Um, if policy changes, um, and all of that. And if they take these precautions that are especially needed, everyone can thrive. No one will be left starving, but it's up to the people to do that. First, let's get into the causes of hunger. One of the main things that kept popping up when I was reading my links were COVID-19. In the article, the United States can end world hunger and food insecurity for millions of people. The author lets it be known that the COVID-19 pandemic led to an economic crisis. It explained that the pandemic had worsened the economy in the U.S. So right here, it is a graph of the impact of COVID-19 on food security. This is from October 28, 2020 to November 9, 2020. So right here, it goes from 8% to 10%. The percent is reported sometime or often not having enough food to eat in the last 7 days. So this is for the whites, the blacks, the Hispanic, Asian, and other type of races. It is a lot of the blue is overall, and the red is with children. It is a lot of children that are suffering from hunger. And let's get into the effects of hunger. It is a lot of effects to hunger. It is more than affecting how people live and stuff like that. It's mainly for children. Children more so have to deal with hunger, and they have the worst consequences of it due to their weakened immune system. Children's immune systems are not that strong already, and then them being hungry just makes everything even more worse. The dangerous health problems. The problems consist of weakness, poor growth, and a higher risk of illness, like just getting sick and stuff like that. They don't only harm individuals, but also the entire community. And it takes the problem of food security in the United States. The author Kim states that children living in food insecure households are at least twice as likely to report being in fair or poor health compared to their counterparts in food secure households. So basically, what she is saying that the more people that are suffering from food insecurity, they have a very bad health compared to the people that have the kids that have access to food. So the children already suffer from not having a very strong immune system. The pain is probably unbearable with hungriness stacked on top of it. So these are the solutions. These solutions was from Mark Jaruzelnik. He made the first article that I first mentioned. I think on the second slide. He made these solutions basically reduce poverty as an integral step to reducing hunger, and then create more accessible and affordable food production and distribution systems, which means that more organizations like private charities, really the government, just anything like that, they should be more accessible. They should be doing more, and not that many people should get hungry if they need to create more of these spaces. And then lastly, address the impacts of climate change and improve market competition to ensure long-term food sustainability for all. So he's also stated, if you follow all three of these steps, the United States will be able to have the once in a million opportunity to reform the systems leading to domestic hunger and food insecurity. So right here on the chart, step one, reduce, step two, create, step three, address. This is for the visual learners. This is an explanation video on what I just said.
Right now, there is a hunger crisis in nearly 90 countries. Food shortages and the skyrocketing price of fuel and fertilizer mean tens of millions of families are facing starvation and poor farmers cannot plant their crops. Women and girls who often eat last and least are simply not getting enough food. Pregnant women experience miscarriages and mothers struggle to nurse, while babies and young girls don't get the nutrients they need for proper development. The causes of hunger are many.
So that right there just proved my point that the children who deal with hunger, they're not as healthy. So that right there proved one point.
And complicated, but we can stop it. Let's look at how we got here, why this hunger crisis is so urgent and why it is so widespread. In the past decade, many regions of the world faced extreme drought and the effects of climate change. But severe famines were not as devastating as before. Then, in 2020, the world was dealt a massive blow. Within months, as many as 161 million more people were facing hunger, many of them women and girls. This number equates to half the current population of the United States. As if that wasn't enough. In February 2022, war broke out between two of the most important suppliers of food to the world. With Russian and Ukrainian farming and food production disrupted, nearly 30% of the world's grain supply was cut off. The resulting disruption of trade on Russian exports like fertilizer and fuel has caused the cost of food to soar, creating shockwaves felt thousands of miles away. For many countries, this has been the breaking point. Prolonged drought, conflict, the economic impact of COVID-19, and now escalating costs have made growing or accessing nutritious food nearly impossible for millions of people already living in poverty.
So I'm just gonna stop the video right there. But right there, previously, like she had said, that it is a possible way that this can be stopped. And she also gave the leading factors, which was already previously listed in the slides. Climate change, COVID-19, and COVID-19 did lead to the economic crisis. This is the scale of world hunger. I basically kind of created some type of statistic thing. As previously stated, over 800 million people worldwide suffer from this. 1 in 9 people go to bed hungry every night, and then 45% of child deaths are linked to malnutrition. A key point made is hunger is a global crisis that affects millions with its most severe impacts on children in vulnerable communities. A call to action, basically right here, I make a call to action. People may wonder, what can they do? What can they do to help? Like, these people are people that are not in private charities. They can't make policy changes. They can't evenly distribute food to everyone, or they just can't afford it, but they still want to do something. So these are a list of things people can do. They don't have the authority over charities, policy changes, and cannot distribute. Number one, you can support hunger relief organizations. This basically means you can donate to trusted organizations or local banks, or you can also fundraise and spread awareness through social media and events. Using social media, that is something major. It's a big platform, so bringing awareness to hungerness, can push it out, people can help. And then number two, protest for policies addressing food insecurity. This basically means protest for stronger food security policy at local levels. It's more so of like advocating, not protesting, speak up about what these charities should be doing or what more the government should be doing. That will make a change. And people should also support petitions that promote access to healthy food. People can make petitions online if they get enough signatures to make any type of law, any type of policy to get more people to access healthy food. And lastly, number 3, volunteer or donate to food banks. This is probably one of the most important ones. You can take some time out of your day to volunteer to food banks, shelters, or meal programs. It's a lot of homeless shelters. I'm pretty sure they're very hungry. So if you would just take the time out of your day, and if you know you got any type of old canned foods or anything like that, you just give it to them and donate food, money, or other resources to communities fighting hunger. That basically means the same thing. If you know that you're around people that suffer from poverty, hungerness, anything like that, it's a call to action. It is something that you're able to do, even if it's just little. But as I close out of this, hunger, like I said, is a major issue in the United States, and it affects millions of people, regardless of the overall country's wealth. I feel like people wouldn't expect as much hungerness and poverty to be happening right now in the United States, since it may not be 100% true, but the United States may be one of the richest countries in the world. Contributing factors consist of inequality, poverty, and an uneven distribution of food. If organizations like private charities would take the time out of their day to probably just spread across, just have more private charities in more specific states, especially the ones that are really suffering the worst from this. So more private charities was to be made and more people wanted to participate and help, that could help it simmer down. It's definitely not an easy process. It's very tedious, but with enough level of cooperation, if everyone just comes together and they know what they're fighting for, they know that, okay, this needs to change, children cannot go through this, it's too much poverty in the world. People will just realize that the process could be less complicated, because the more people, it's just better. The more people, more petitions, more signatures, more calls to action, all of that. Addressing hunger is not only a matter of providing food, but creating systems that support long-term solutions for all. So this is not just a short-term solution, it should be a long-term solution, and hunger should just go all the way down. This is Food for Days. They're giving out food to kids, healthy food right there, apples and stuff. And that concludes my PowerPoint. I'm already started. Thank you.